Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Butterfly Goddess Tarot, and I am here to do a general love reading for the month of November for my Capricorns. I do have to say that the message cannot and will not resonate with everyone. With that being said, let's get into your cards. You all have the Moon card in the past position, you have the Magician in the current position, and you have the Five of Swords in reverse in the future position. So off the bat, I definitely feel like you have been dealing with someone who it's almost like they were not being 100% themselves, or your intuition kind of gave you a feeling that they were keeping secrets, so to speak. And it may not, it may have been a, fairly big secret, but it could have been just a bunch of little things that just never seemed to add up to you. But I feel like your intuition kind of told you all along, every time, they said something to you and it didn't sound right, like you felt it. And I almost feel like some of you kind of like maybe push back those, like little gut feelings that you were getting when you were, talking to this person, because you wanted it to, really work out. And so therefore you just kind of like accepted some things as, well, they said it's this way, a little something in me says that may not be like the whole truth, or they may not be telling me everything. But in your current position, you have the Magician card. So it's almost like, with this card, it feels like you've kind of turned something around. And I feel like this mostly because you have, in your future position card, you have the Five of Swords in reverse. So it's almost like where you are right now, and the things that you have been working on with it, I feel like it's been some things that you changed within yourself, as far as like becoming more in tune with your gut. For you, I feel like this is a love and intuition, like letting clarification and also confirmation for you, letting you know that your intuition's been with you right along, and that you can trust yourself, especially when it comes to relationships. Like, I feel like I said, in the past, you may have second guessed your own self because of who you may have been dealing with. But, I feel like you're becoming more in tune, and you're learning to trust yourself. You're learning to like hear that little voice, or be aware of that little gut feeling, like I said, that you get, that tells you like something here is amiss, something is not quite right. But I think that helps you out in the future position, because you, like I said, you have the Five of Swords upside down. Normally the Five of Swords is a card of defeat and battle, and being like in a battle that you just cannot win, but it's in reverse for you. And so that tells me that because of what you're doing right now in this moment, it's going to lead you to where you need to be, where if you are in battle with someone, it's going to work out in your favor, because you're going to know when to fold them. You're going to know, when to push harder. You're going to know, like, you're just going to trust yourself more, and you're just going to depend on your own inner thoughts, your own inner being, to kind of guide you to where you need to be. As far as the love part goes, I feel like, this could have been a turnaround in your relationship, but, for some of you, I'm feeling like this is more like a new person coming in. But it could be the old person where, because of you kind of like, you can't change anybody else. People only change when they want to change. But I feel like because you kind of went within and changed some things about maybe even how you were dealing with this person, how you responded, it kind of forced them to take a different approach with you, which kind of, you know, for some of you, I feel like this may have turned that defeat around, because like I said, the Five of Swords represents defeat and it's in the reverse position. So that's not where you're at or where you're going to be. And like I said, I feel like for those of you who, you know, for those of you who I feel like this is a long-term relationship, I feel like something clicked with your person and they just kind of were like, you know what? And actually, I'm hearing like for some of you all, it was not even a conscious thing. It was simply just like action and then a reaction. So your actions changed and the way they had to react to you changed, or vice versa. The way they acted, you know, caused you to have a reaction, therefore giving them no choice but to change the way they went about things with you. You know, let's get a clarifying card. I want to know a little more about, you know, the future position, a little more about your person, actually. I want to see, like, what this could mean. So we have the Hierophant. We have the Three of Swords. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Hierophant, you know, the Hierophant is someone who is, again, someone who is well-rounded, someone who has a strong belief. It also does represent a religious factor, but, you know, you also have the Three of Swords here. So for some of you all, I do feel like this is, maybe you were in a place where it was chaos with your person. And if you are no longer with that person, I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, there's somebody who's coming in offering you, I'm sorry guys, it's kind of out of view, but with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like there's about to be somebody who's going to come in and offer you a solid connection. You know, the Knight is definitely someone who is balanced, someone who is like literally like the knight in shining armor. It doesn't have to be male necessarily, it's just the energy that they represent mostly. But you know, I think that this person is going to come in and you guys are just going to be a good fit for each other. They're not someone who you're going to have to like wait for their potential to, you know, develop and see what becomes of them. And, you know, I feel like this person has probably already gone through that. I feel like this person has recently come out of that whole phase of like learning who they are. You know, we're always learning but who we are, but I feel like they've come out of that phase of like being a player and just kind of out there figuring out what's for them and what's not for them. So whether you are, like I said, I feel like for some of you all, you've kind of ended something with somebody because you just could never get, you know, the truth out of them. You just never felt solid and secure with the things that they were presenting to you. But I feel like I said, with the person who's coming in, you won't have those worries anymore. And, you know, it's not going to be perfect because what relationship is, but I feel like, you know, with this person, you're going to have gut instincts and you're just going to know it's going to feel different than anything than what you had in the past with the previous person who always made you like just have that little uneasiness. I think that you're not going to have that anymore. Again, like I said, it's not to say that things are just going to be perfect all the time, but when things start, you know, if things start to change, you'll feel it. And I think with the person, this Knight of Pentacles who's coming in, they're the type that if there's an issue, they know how to address it. Like they know how to be adult about a situation, come to you and say, hey, you know, like this is what I feel like is going on. You know, let's talk about it. Let's work this out because, you know, I want this to work long term. I feel like this is where your future person, where their mindset is going to be. So this was the love reading for my Capricorns for the month of November. I want to say thanks for watching, guys. And please, you know, come back to my channel for future videos. Bye, guys.